Rolling.
Quick brain teaser for ya. Inherent Blank is a Pynchon novel. Miami Blank was a popular 80s television program. J.D. Vance is the sitting Blank President of the United States. Blank Media is a Canadian-American digital media and broadcasting company. As of April 2024, Blank Media encompasses 4 main business ventures. Blank Studios Group, film and TV production. Blank TV, a joint venture with Any Networks, also known as Blankland. Virtue, an agency offering creative services. And Blank digital content. Blank was cited as the largest independent youth media company in the world with 35 offices. All right, and then if we could just cue some quiz show music while the listener considers what the answer could possibly be. Let's run that for 15 seconds. Let's give people 15 seconds to rack their brains. And when they come back, we will reveal the answer and the theme of the episode. So we'll let the editors do their movie magic. All right, pencils down, everybody. Vice. Vice was the word you were looking for to fill in those blanks. And the Vice magazine and its associated offshoots are the topic of today's program. Welcome to Millennial Excellence. Josiah, did you get the answer right?
I didn't. No, I was stuck. I thought that because I heard J.D. Vance. I don't know much about him. It's just so presumptuous that I would know what kind of president J.D. Vance was. I thought you were doing a sort of moral judgment, like he's a bad president. Actually,
no,
when you said J.D. Vance is blank president, I said not my beforehand.
I almost said J.D. Blank is the...
J.D.
Anyway.
Vice. That'd be cool. There's a nice... I think we should acknowledge the nice... What you got tumbling over there? Let me guess. Okay. Is it a hoodie with a zipper?
No.
I'm stumped. I don't know what else.
One guess.
I guess it could be the fly of some pants, but now I'm trying to think if you wear jeans. I don't think you wear jeans.
You think I'm wearing like a giant Kingdom Hearts style zipper?
Did you mean to say Chrome Hearts? But you said Kingdom Hearts.
No, I meant Kingdom Hearts.
Interesting.
Like if you look up Kingdom Hearts character design, they're wearing big old zippers on there.
Kingdom Hearts and Chrome Hearts, kind of similar vibe.
Mm-hmm. Both for dorks.
So what are you going to tell us? Is this I like this episode to have lots of unanswered questions.
I know, it's
Miles
quizzical.
Dryer?
It is the thing that is loud is an outer shirt that has denim style buttons. Excuse me, on it.
Oh, pearl buttons.
No, not pearl. Like imagine it's like jean jacket or like style buttons, like
kind of chunky metallic buttons.
Yeah, precisely.
Wow, that's very rustic. But it's not a denim shirt.
I think it might technically be denim. It's like a thick, kind of autumnal shirt. I don't know.
Oh wow! Well, autumn is in the air. Absolutely. And what else is in the air is the
fact that we are at an impasse in our marketing department.
Yep.
So do you have a pitch prepared for me?
I do have a pitch that I'm just going to read to you, and I want you to imagine that Millennial Excellence is a sort of concoction that we cook up each week or even brew. Okay?
Okay.
I'm reading this from a can. Millennial Excellence, brewed for doers, surfers, climbers, early risers, stargazers, chefs, gardeners, dancers, spacewalkers, dream chasers, painters, builders, mothers, fathers, runners, hikers, moonwalkers, lunar landers, ranchers, nurses, teachers, skiers, bikers, doctors, comet watchers, entrepreneurs, explorers, tree huggers, people huggers, photographers, moon mappers, pit masters, neighbors, fishermen, fisherwomen, foragers, musicians, poets, astronauts, ...
So did you contract and white label a beverage?
To be honest, I thought we could just borrow it. I figured the industries are separate enough that we could steal something from Best Day Brewing, Galaxy Ripple Imperial IPA non-alcoholic that I bought in Hudson, New York a month ago. Do you think we can cross-pollinate the can?
I think, like, if you had just said just do it, I would have accepted that. I think I would have instantly added, or have it your way, or I'm loving it, millennial excellence, think different, drink different, even if we wanted to white label an NA beverage.
So you're not into this one?
I think I'm against stealing. We shouldn't steal, and if we are going to borrow, we should be sure to give it back. So I think that is the problem.
My mentality has always been, don't ask for permission, ask for forgiveness.
I know. I think we just have to be prepared to let them use our tagline if we're going to use their tagline, and there's an obvious problem there.
Well, I think maybe for this non-alcoholic brewer, they could have it's starting.
That would be good. Yeah, that would be great. Okay, so that it sounds like it's starting is kind of our. It's edging its way into being our unofficial tagline.
It's there. I'm saying theirs would be it's starting.
But
Man,
where would they get? How is that like for like?
I guess we need to get them on the horn, but I'm the thing that's unclear to me is if you actually like this or not. As I was reading it, I felt like there was a strange amount of space-related things that didn't really track for me.
Yeah, actually, could you read it all again, please?
Brewed for doers, surfers.
Wait, why did you sigh? I thought you were excited about this.
Sorry,
It's your great idea.
I am excited.
Okay.
Brewed for millennial excellence. Excuse me, I've got some gas from drinking this very intense non-alcoholic IPA. Millennial excellence, brewed for doers, surfers, climbers, early risers, stargazers, chefs, gardeners, dancers, spacewalkers, dream chasers, painters, builders, mothers, fathers, runners, hikers, moonwalkers, lunar landers, ranchers, nurses, teachers, skiers, bikers, doctors, comet watchers, entrepreneurs, explorers, tree huggers, people huggers, photographers, moon mappers, pit masters, neighbors, fishermen, fisherwomen, foragers, musicians, poets, astronauts.
How could it be made for all those people? I think that's radical inclusivity taken too far. What does an astronaut, someone floating around in space, have in common with a forager? I don't think astronauts should be taking rocks and crap from space. They should leave it be, right? How are those similar? How could you possibly say those are similar?
What do you think of this? Tree huggers and then people huggers.
I think... How could those possibly be mutually exclusive?
Well, I mean, does the tagline suggest that they're mutually exclusive?
No. Yes, it does suggest that.
I'm also curious who's excluded from this. Alcoholics? To be honest, this non-alcoholic still has less than 0.5 alcohol. Some people are sensitive to that. But it's all, I think of it as like a kombucha.
We should do a how it's made on non-alcoholic beer. Does it start with alcohol and they remove it? Or do they kind of just...
I think that is what they do. So that's how it's made. So we just did one.
Of fancy was just...
We just did one.
Completely shot in the foot, but that's
Well,
Fine.
we'll put a pin in it. But speaking of how things are made, I had an idea for a new segment, actually. How much time is left on your dryer cycle?
I don't know. We're just going to have to be patient. Unless you want me to get up and look, I'm willing to do that.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's just quite intense, but I like it. It's kind of a new texture for the show. I want to do a new segment. I want the theme song of it to be kind of a 50s throwback doo-wop vibe. And I think what the segment is going to be called is, what should we call it?
What should we call it?
And so this is the segment, what should we call it? And it's I want to describe a behavior that I think hasn't been named yet, and I want us to come up with a name live on the call. And I thought of the segment, but I haven't thought of a name for it. I'm not cheating. I really want us to try to figure this out. We've been failing with the tagline, but maybe this will be different. So, what should we call it? And I've done this before when I came up with the excellent term alt fishing, which obviously we see everywhere now. The think pieces are endless. It's just a huge hit. So what I want to know, Miles, what should we call it when I'm in public and I'm reading someone's phone over their shoulder? So when I was at Big Thief, I was blessed by so many people looking at their phones. Some people were waiting for it to start and looking. This one behavior I thought was interesting was a girl in front of me was looking through her own Instagram posts, her own carousels, just on repeat, just looking at the same carousel. Instead, I would think that you'd be looking at things you haven't posted yet or looking at your friends' posts, but she was looking at her own existing posts. One girl was pulling up each song that was playing on Spotify and reading the lyrics along while it was happening. Of course, on a plane, it's great to look over the seat and see what people are doing. Or, it's just, I think in general, it's a victimless crime to read someone's phone over their shoulder. And I'm curious, what should we call it?
Yeah, I'm thinking. I'm thinking here. Okay, I need to get something going in my mind. I think it's called Being Josie.
Like being nosy.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that might have to be what it's called.
That's pretty good. I was thinking of something with iPhone, like it's my phone. My phone. But
I think, or get your Joes out of my business, maybe. I think I don't know if this is something everybody does, I have to say. I think, I don't hear about other people doing this. I'm not trying to put you on the spot or embarrass you, but
I'm putting myself on the spot, I think.
Yeah.
Putting myself on the pod. That's fair. I think that you've never done it, even by accident. Sometimes they're asking for it, the way they're putting themselves out there, not covering up, I think
a glance is it is hard when somebody is an old person and they have the text on their phone scaled to
exactly
50-point font, but I still don't have like any memories of what I was looking at on somebody's phone.
You don't remember it after? I mean, that's not my fault, is it?
I think there is an element of self-control.
I think I'm participating in something that everyone is forced to participate in, and I am accidentally remembering it. Mm-hmm. I like what you just sent me here. I'd like you to read this, actually.
It's the patois phrase of the day. Mind your own business. When you're a little bit too nosy or inquisitive.
So what if it was I'm minding Joe's-ness?
Could be good.
I don't think it should be just for me, though. It's for and maybe we don't have to answer it all right now, also too. But
if you can get people to come forward with this is a thing that is a recurring theme in their life, then we don't have to name it after you. Until then, I think that's what's great about this segment. It's called What Should We Call It or whatever.
Yeah.
I think
Well,
we
you're
can
supposed to say hi.
change. Yeah, we can change it later. But until something better happens, unfortunately, it's called Being Josie.
Okay. All right. Well, that's what should we call it?
Get your Joes out of my business.
Any other segments we are dying to talk about? A little peek behind the curtain. We are recording this episode just 2 days after the last one. So there is not a lot to catch up on.
There's a few things I held on to for the end of the show for the items of the week. So we'll do that. But I don't know. Are there any other segments that we've been doing or have not been doing that we want to bring back?
It's hard to remember. It's literally hard to remember. I did it that one time and immediately pushed it out of my memory. But I will say one thing about nosy. The word Nosey.
Mm-hmm.
There's no I in it, right? There's two parties in nosy, but if you did put an I in nosy, you would have noisy, which is directly related to Vice Media, the theme of the day, Vice. And Josiah, I have a question for you. This is kind of a locals-only sub-segment. I'm wondering if the specter of Vice haunts Montreal in the same way that, like, folk punk haunts Bloomington, in the sense that everybody just kind of pretends it didn't happen.
Oh. Interesting.
But also, since Montreal is a real city, maybe it's not that big of a deal. Or maybe because Vice quickly grew out of its humble origins, it doesn't feel that local. I'm not sure.
I think, the local element from Montreal is confusing. I don't know if it's... I think the thing that fumbles the question for me or muddies it is, like, I'm a 40-year-old man who has worked in various forms of journalism and marketing my entire life. So Vice haunts everything I do ever, every waking moment. I think I think about Vice the way that they say people think about sex, like every 3 seconds or whatever. I think about Vice magazine. So I will say this is for a different episode, but there was, until very recently, on Rue Saint-Denis in Montreal, there was a store that maintained its American Apparel storefront, which is also something that I believe was somewhat founded here in a way, or has origins here. So they did hold on to that, but I think Vice had quickly moved to New York before they really blew up. However, there's like a certain kind of older, like 10 years older than me, Canadian marketing guy who doesn't really know anything what's going on with like culture, and will use, like, they'll be like, oh, you used to be a writer, here's something you'll think is cool. I actually saw Gavin McInnes's band Anal Chinook in college. And I'm like, oh, cool. Can we talk about my timesheet now? You know, just like these are the people that you have to deal with. So I think it haunts more than just Montreal. It haunts Canada, and it haunts anyone who puts pen to paper for their supper. But Montreal itself is kind of... Yeah, that's an interesting question. I don't feel equipped to answer it, really.
It is true that the original guard of Vice and its readership, presumably, are all 100 years old by now, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it is. I was thinking about this. I think Vice is sort of... It certainly is millennial, but I feel like it is on the X side of millennial. Which... Do you know how to pronounce
I
that?
think there's two,
if you put an X at the start of millennial, isn't it pronounced the same way as zillennial with a Z?
Yeah, I think so.
Or would it be like shellennial?
I think, maybe it should be kind of
up on my
more
Chinese.
of a like Mandarin edge.
Yeah.
Zillennial.
Shullennial. That sounds right.
Yeah, I mean, obviously the people who made Vice were Gen X, and probably first wave of the rag was a crossover, but I think by the time it became firmly millennial in the media ecosystem era.
But absolutely, but I think what's interesting about it is, like, I think this is first half millennial, where second half of millennial is woke and is sensitive. Vice is the opposite of that, where I think we were, like, at least for me, I don't know, you can tell me what it was like for you to read Vice, but I was like, oh, this is so cool. There's, like, indie music and hardcore bands and, like, cool clothes in here and cool photos. But then you read the article and it's like, how to blast heroin up your pussy hole or whatever, and you're like, I don't want to read this shit. Like, what are you guys doing? So I feel like there was this kind of, like, performative edginess that made the way for performative inclusivity and sensitivity later on, and both of these are the millennial story.
Yeah, and both of them are part of Vice too, though. I think, like, I think Vice became more reflective of the culture once the media once it became, like, a slightly more in-depth BuzzFeed. I think they were far away from the rude days they started out.
You think so?
With,
like, you think
yeah,
Vice was
definitely.
woke ever?
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay, we'll get into it.
But it's hard to remember because I think they completely nuked, like, their website.
Yeah, it's kind of back now, but it's, like, paywalled also.
Yeah.
They were, like, trying to promote that they interviewed Kill Carl, and I was excited to read it, and then there was a paywall for it.
Who's Kill Carl?
He's, like, this guy that does, like, really embarrassing metalcore. Like, he's like, give me fucking cheeseburger.
Oh, yeah. I was going to send that to you, but I was hoping you figured... Actually, I might have linked that. I was hoping you somehow had a way to...
to get by the paywall?
Yes.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But forgive me if you've written this down, and this might be old by next week, but I've really become enamored with the... There was the Drake video recently where he's, like, dating 100 people. I don't really understand it, and it makes me feel suicidal to even see any of it. But I learned from people talking about it that instead of saying fuck, marry, kill, they say pipe, wife, bestie. Do you know this?
I learned about it through cultural osmosis, I think. Or maybe you said something about it, but I got the gist.
Yeah. So
it was on the Three Stooges, yeah.
Right, so I'm really enjoying pipe, wife, bestie right now. And so I was wondering if you wanted to do pipe, wife, bestie with the founders of Vice, Sarouche Alvey, who's kind of the money man, Shane Smith, who's, like, the journalistic heart of the operation, and Gavin McInnes, who's the bad boy. I have my own pipe, wife, bestie, but... Yeah. Or should we say ours at the same time? Should we say pipe, wife, bestie at the same time? What do you want to do?
So, it's interesting. There's no kill in pipe, wife, bestie.
I know.
Everything kind of is... It's relentlessly positive. You're like, it's a compliment to be any of them.
I was thinking that, but then I was thinking that maybe being bestie is a fate worse than death, which is the friend zone.
I don't think the friend zone is negative. I think it's wonderful to be in a friend zone.
I think so too, but okay, side note. Detour. Should we just make things segments for fun, or just talk normal style? Detour.
I'm pro segment.
Okay, detour. Segment called Detour.
Okay.
Do you think that... I agree with you, but what about the fact of, like, talking about woke, the idea that the friend zone is in and of itself offensive when it clearly is a real thing, and it's something that I think transcends gender. You can friend zone. Anyone can friend zone anyone. I understand the critique of it that was, like, viewing women only as a romantic conquest, but I think friend zone not only exists but is okay to say, maybe. Curious what you think in the detour.
I think it's true. Yeah, I think just because, like, a group of bad people say something doesn't mean you should, like, stop saying it if the thing,
or, like, pretend it doesn't exist. Also, like, it's one thing to be like, don't say that, but to pretend that it doesn't exist is, like, to me, woke run amok. Okay, detour over back to the main road. Detour. So
So
Pipe
what were we
Wife
talking
Bestie. So we went
Oh, yeah.
Pipe Wife Bestie. So Sarouche is actually from Toronto, but he
Yeah.
attended McGill. I don't know if that matters. He's kind of the money man. And then Shane Smith is from Ottawa, and he kind of did all their like journalistic things where he'd like walk through poor countries and point at people and say, "That's fucked up, man." And then Gavin McInnes, he is from England originally, and he's obviously the bad boy of the group. On his Wikipedia, he's credited with 2 movements, hipsterism and far right. So that's interesting. So who you got for Pipe Wife Bestie for these 3?
Okay, let me think about this. I'm wifing Sarouche for the
Same.
money man.
Same.
But I'm also going in blind because he wasn't on camera as much as the other ones. I guess I'm piping Shane. I don't have a reason why. And yeah, I think so if we only count the contributions to Vice magazine and nothing beyond that, Gavin's my bestie. I want to clean out about fashion with him.
Oh, you fucked up badly. You fucked up badly because you got to pipe Gavin and then toss him aside.
No, when you have sex with someone, you absorb so much of their energy.
True.
Like,
Okay.
a little, yeah.
Yeah, I've never really been that kind of person, so I don't know. I guess I don't know much about pipe spirituality. So I guess bestie's good because you can keep him on a leash.
Exactly.
far
Maybe
enough.
I could be a good, yeah, you keep him on a leash, so to speak, and
But what
maybe
about
I
when
could be a positive influence.
What about when the woke mob comes to you and they're like, "You're besties with him"? How do you respond?
I would say I
would say like I believe in restorative justice.
Oh, I would just say like, oh, him. We used to be cool. I haven't really talked to him lately.
Yeah, nice. That's even better. All right. Well, that was the Pipe Wife Bestie segment. Hopefully, we'll have more groups of 3 we can talk about like that. Ideally, aged men.
They are aged. I will say that. So yeah, I'm not sure what else to say. I did share you 2 evidences of Vice being woke in early 2020, and I think there's even
This is
more
like
of
a
them.
Vice vertical called Alley.
Oh, I didn't even realize the
What is
alley
that?
part of it.
I didn't notice that.
I guess it's a queer themed Vice vertical.
Oh, that's so cool. Okay, yeah, so they did turn woke, so I stand corrected. But like, yeah, like when you kind of zoom out, what do you think of Vice?
I like it. I liked it. I think like I somehow encountered the old website Viceland when I was in high school, and I would just read it, and it was really interesting.
Where you lived, there wasn't like a store that sold nudie jeans where they would get a stack of free Vice mags?
In Franklin, Indiana, no. And I don't even think in Indy, but maybe in Indy.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah, I didn't see a physical magazine until much later. But I
Okay.
did get the Do's and Don'ts book somehow.
Yeah. Yeah, the do's and don'ts. Like I think Vice, for all of the annoying performative bad boyness in the original Vice, I do think they were running a pretty classic magazine format where there was like all these fun features that you'd come to expect, that you'd love. Do's and don'ts, obviously one of the best, which is like taking creep pics of people on the street and deciding if their outfit is a do or a don't. And my friend Steve, shout out to Steve from the WPP, they were on tour, and he was don'ted because he was wearing like cut-off jorts like a few years before those became popular. So he got don'ted for his jorts.
Whoa.
Which is a sentence that would kill a Victorian child. Just kidding. Probably wouldn't. But yeah, that was cool. And then I remember like people were really mad about the record reviews that I also really loved. And I even interviewed to run a music section at a local god-awful magazine in Calgary. And I said in the interview that I really like these reviews because you can just listen to the album yourself. So just saying something bitchy or funny is like what a magazine should do. And then they never spoke to me again. They were really offended that I said that. But they did a good job of like thumbing their nose at kind of the serious tone of journalism at the time. So I liked that about it.
I thought it was pretty. It also, like, the music reviews were so obscure and I didn't understand them at all. And they had like these little Johnny Ryan illustrations of the different genres that I liked. It was just like rock, rap, and weird or something.
Right.
And there's like little weird guys. This is jumping around, and I really am not interested to talk about Gavin's like post-Vice career too much. But I am on the Amazon page for his book, The Death of Cool, From Teenage Rebellion to the Hangover of Adulthood. And I think the blurbs, the people who blurbed it, is pretty interesting. We've got Samantha B., who says, I love this book, although it may have given my eyeballs gonorrhea. An interesting, infuriating read. You will never love this book harder than it already loves you. From Patton Oswalt.
Real quick, one thing I just want to point out while you're reading these is that I think this book was republished with this more palatable title, because I think the book initially was called How to Piss in Public. When you search it, it shows both titles. So it's called How to Piss in Public, and then they're like, let's call it The Death of Cool instead. And people were blurbing it. I mean, this to the point of, and I'm willing to constantly go there, but to the point of wokeness and people complaining about sort of the insincerity of it, all of these people who blurbed it are the kind of people who would be like obviously speaking out against this kind of stuff now, I think.
Yeah. I think just a lot changed in a few short years from 2012 to 2016 and beyond.
This book also, I have read some of it because we had it at the Alt Weekly. And it is nasty. It's disgusting. He's like, this is even before the Proud Boys. You read this and you're like, this is just like a bad guy. You know, like, it's just like a disgusting, nasty book. So, yeah, I guess in some ways he really lives his truth. And I don't know if you had more you wanted to say about it.
No, not really.
But the other thing that I love is, like, I love thinking about Shane Smith and how rich he is. Well, this actually comes up in my search history. This comes up because I reach for this image so often of Shane Smith with his Vice ring on his middle finger, flipping off the camera. But yeah, he, like, I remember reading, I think he was in Architectural Digest with his, like, giant mansion that he bought with all the money from Vice. And do you know who he's with now? He's with, he's left his wife, and he's now dating Olivia Nuzzi, who is the lady that was, like, I guess, sexting RFK, and now she's with Shane Smith. So good for her also.
That's funny.
Kind of.
Yeah, good for her.
Treating her life like she's, like, living a memoir, basically, as it unfolds.
We all should aspire to that, I guess.
Yeah,
no,
maybe.
I think we should aspire to be normal, productive members of society.
I think it's somewhere in the middle, probably, for me. But I think zooming out a little bit, and then Sarouche, while we're talking about the pipe, whatever, I don't remember, pipe wife bestie gang, Sarouche, I think, famously was the guy who knew how to, like, package up what Vice was doing to investors. And I think what's interesting about Vice now is that it's like a proto-AI thing where they're just, like, selling bullshit, basically. And they're bullshitting so well. I know all of the media companies around this time have been accused of, I'll say allegedly because I obviously don't know, but they were inflating their numbers allegedly a lot, and thus getting, like, way overvalued. And then I think Vice was part of the whole, like, pivot to video thing that people talk about as that being a way. So I think from what I understand is Sarouche was just, like, piling on the lie upon lie upon lie allegedly. And that's how they got... Because I think it's crazy to think about how Vice felt like a skate magazine or a zine even, and then became, like, the biggest... Like, it must be one of the biggest companies to come out of Canada ever, probably.
Mm-hmm.
That's just crazy to think about, but it's just because they got so good at, like, selling their own bullshit. And then, of course, it makes you think about, like, isn't that just what it is to be a hipster or something? It's kind of embarrassing to say out loud, but there is something there, I think, you know?
And do you have any other memories of Vice before we pivot to video and look at some artifacts of the era?
Well, I used to write articles for Vice sometimes.
Yeah.
And
what was that like? Let's get a peek behind the curtain of emailing the editor or emailing the guy who's supposed to pay you.
Well, the editor that I worked with first was the guy who ended up going to prison for the cocaine smuggling thing in Australia. You know about that, right? He was working with a cartel and made his freelancers put cocaine in their bag while they were going to a Vice event, and some kids went to prison, and I'm pretty sure the Nirvana, the band, the show guy's making a movie about it now, but he went to jail for this cocaine smuggling fiasco that he was running while editing Vice Canada, or Noisy more specifically. And I had to work with him all the time, and he I wrote this article about shitty Calgary rappers, which looking back now I'm like, yeah, I can see why so many people wanted to beat the shit out of me in Calgary. But I wrote an article about shitty rappers, and he added the headline, "Why is all rap in Calgary terrible?" And I was talking about white rappers, but then a lot of people of color got upset that I had written them off. But that was his headline, and I asked him to soften it, and he wouldn't. So it explains what kind of guy it is to go to prison. A different Vice editor from the States that we've mentioned on the show before has plagiarized me directly before and stolen one of my tweets and put it in a Vice article. And when I called him on it, he was like, "Oh yeah, I did. That was me," and that was it. So that was kind of annoying. I kind of wrote that guy off forever. And my favorite thing is so especially in Canada, Vice magazine, for those who don't know, Vice did become they got really obsessed with, they moved on, I guess before they had the allyship vertical, they moved from doing stories about putting cocaine up your dick or whatever to trying to cover global news. And then for some reason they had this HBO news special, and there was this documentary about the New York Times where the journalist David Carr, he's talking to them.
Video
okay, good. We'll watch that later.
Yeah,
we'll watch that later. But it blows up in their face because they get quite arrogant about how good they are at news. But especially in Canada, they Vice became the place for being a news bad boy. And so Vice Canada's head editor was this guy that was just a stuffy journalist, normal guy from a newspaper. And then as soon as he got hired at Vice, he changed his Twitter profile pic to be wearing a flannel shirt rolled up, and he had with fresh tattoos on his arms. And I think he had maybe punk flyers or something behind him, but he was just a normal newsroom guy before that. So he definitely put on the costume. Yeah, so these are some of my memories. But yeah, it was definitely, I would always get $100 Canadian for writing something, and it would take forever to get it. It would take 3 months, and I really needed it back then. So yeah, that's my memories of Vice. Honestly, good riddance, I would say.
I did figure out how to bypass the paywall for that Kill Carl interview.
Oh, great.
So just quickly browsing it, I don't think he's that compelling of a subject.
It is interesting to plug myself. I did do a full listen of his album on my Substack, and it's interesting to actually sit with the work is crazy. I don't think anyone is really sitting with the work, even whoever wrote this. You know what I mean? To actually sit down and listen to the full album. I bet you this author didn't even do that.
No, all he's doing is interviewing him about the Twitter reaction.
Yeah. Oh, he has a wife. Kill Carl has a wife. That's cool. From behind the paywall. What do you think of the whole coworker music thing? When the internet runs with something, whether they're the lovers or the haters, whether the fans or the people who are trolling and just reacting, it's all part of just being a fucking artist, right? Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting that they're doing this now and putting it behind a paywall. I guess... I don't know. I don't know what I think of modern Vice. And then, yeah, there are all the other verticals like Noisy and Broadly. Munchies. Yeah, there was a time when it was just a different white guy with tattoos trying out different food all the time. Be that's the bomb ass bomb ass.
They used to have the
Bomb
really
me.
nerdy guy from Freaks and Geeks review video games.
Oh
I like
yeah, yeah, that was cool. See, that there was a time when it was like less codified, where they were just like experimenting,
Yeah.
but then it got to be, or like I remember there was a really popular the Atlanta rap noisy video that turned into a whole thing. I think that's why those twins were in. I think they're in Spring Breakers. Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
There was a whole thing with that, and then VBS TV was their like TV station that they hired Spike Jones to run it. This is really
Yeah.
embarrassing. There was a spell when in like 2007 when I was unemployed and I was just at home, and Vice launched the virtual Lower East Side, and it was like Second City, but you walk around the Lower East Side of New York and you like go to Max Fish. I remember going on that and being like, wow, this is so cool. I wasted a whole afternoon walking around the virtual Lower East Side that Vice made, which is pretty humiliating. But
Well, yeah, I mean, I was like in high school in 2007, and so I just like read the archives all the time.
yeah.
And yeah, all the gross stuff, I was like, well, this is weird. I'm not reading this. But there was like stuff that I thought was pretty interesting.
It was cool that
Anyway.
there was like good photography and good like they're one of the only places that was publishing like alt comics also.
Yeah, and the photography was good. Like the art direction was good.
Yeah.
Here, like let's look at this video. This is an ad they ran somewhere, and it's like I think it's a cool ad.
Vice is the opposite of virtue. The modern-day English term that best captures its original meaning is the word vicious, or full of vice. In this sense, the word vice derives from the Latin word vitium, meaning failing or defect.
Yeah, that's cool. Just like a guy.
Yeah,
in
just
England.
some guy. Here's two figures that you don't hear much from anymore. This is Nardwar and Andrew WK at some kind of Vice
Yeah.
event.
I had lunch with them both once.
At the same time?
Yeah. It's Sarah's old friends.
Was it around this?
Sarah's old friends with Nardwar, and they were at Sled Island. Probably was around the time of this. I'm trying to see. I just saw Alex Hudson. I saw Tim. This is in Vancouver.
So is this in Vancouver?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is in
We're here in
Vancouver.
beautiful British Columbia and
Neptune.
Vancouver, Canada, to perform a special concert that's celebrating the release of our split 7-inch Wild Pear, which came out today.
Do you know what happened with Andrew WK?
Like recently?
Yeah.
Didn't he marry Zooey Deschanel or something?
He married the girl from Two Broke Girls and just like disappeared from music fully. He's just like a house husband now because she's so rich. He like canceled a tour and married her. Good for him,
Okay, in that
honestly.
case, let me take that.
Well, actually, did I really hurt you?
No, but are you like Captain Kirk or are you TJ Hooker? I'm neither. Are you Captain
So I
Kirk?
don't
What
really
is the
get
Vice
it.
magazine angle of this? They must have posted this on there.
Tell me, as
Hey, that was JJ Bones. A lot of homies in this.
Smelling play music.
No, you did great.
Okay, thank you very much there. So it's the ultimate thing to be able to interview.
Well, Vice maybe posted it. It seems like Vice
They
used to
probably
host a bunch of parties.
Yeah.
Here's some weird thing.
When you leave it!
People yelling. What do you think of people like yelling stuff? Like, I'm sure you're not into that, right? Like
I don't know.
doing
I think
the
it
news?
has a good energy sometimes.
I knew it. I knew you were gonna take the contrarian take. What about when you're like at a concert, like the Big Thief concert? And,
People probably shouldn't be yelling at the Big Thief concert. That doesn't seem good.
and you do like let's say it's like a quiet song that's really
Yeah.
pretty, and then suddenly the drums come in, but it's really quiet, and he's just like hitting the side of the rim with. But because the drums came in and the song changed slightly, someone goes, "Whoa!"
I think that's pretty bad.
Yeah, okay. Phew.
But I think at this event, yelling is good.
Yelling at the news at the Vice event. He's flipping off the news camera and throwing a beer at it. Interesting that you support this because you've always been more of a. You've always been more demure, it seems, projecting demureness.
When something's in the spirit of the event, you can go crazy.
Also, this is not the news, is it? This is like an art. This is like college.
This is some
news.
kind of This is somebody's cable access style.
I think this video is
These
also
bitches know about art.
in Toronto.
They know what they can about style, but
Yeah, this is in Toronto.
how far does that go?
Some deep V's in there. Yeah, I mean, even these photos seem cool and not dated.
Fuck you. Give this bitch a microphone and a camera and put her on YouTube. She thinks she's a fucking star.
Cocky motherfuckers! And what do you have to say to all the
So they're having
haters?
fun. They're being rude, but they're having fun.
Is this? Do you think this is indie sleaze?
Fuck you too.
Maybe, in a
Do you
way.
have anything to say?
No, not at the moment.
Oh, we are dissed by Vice magazine. I'm not
Dissed
a mean person.
by
I'm not a
Vice
bad
magazine.
person. Is your work just about you and your friends gallivanting around?
Wait, so is she
Like
trying to?
It's about my life.
Is she antagonizing Vice magazine people?
Seems like it. I think this seems like a party Vice threw on.
All you should is Tribe.
Right.
Joe's Tribe. Vice's Tribe.
It's not always about having a good time.
Vice's
and it's
tripe?
Not about partying.
That's
Did you say
pretty.
tripe or
It's about
trite?
spirit, and it's about being
I guess.
passionate about
Yeah,
life.
maybe trite.
So, hopefully, my work inspires people to want to really explore.
The
life.
disco ball seems
Is
like
Vice
indie
magazine
sleaze.
still cool?
No, it's gay.
It's what?
Gay. You know, they make fun of everything, say everything's gay. Vice is gay. Not gay as in homosexual, like gay as in not good, bad.
Interesting.
Hey, yo. Fuck you.
That guy was so of the time. He's wearing like a ironic Welch's grape juice T-shirt and the army hat that people used to wear. He's dressed like Death from Above 1979 dresses.
So that's some of the youth culture they were capturing. Here's some more of that. This video is titled Backflip at Vice Magazine Photo Issue Launch Party.
Do it!
What? What do you want me to do?
Hold it up!
And this is a man who has a tote bag with a question mark on it. He's wearing a pink skinny jeans, a white V-neck tee, large glasses, and a little hat.
What do you want me to do?
Hold it up!
He is what you would
Okay,
call
throw it
a
down, go.
Williamsburg
What?
hipster.
Backflip!
Backflip.
Go!
Backflip. I remember backflip.
Fucking do it!
Backflip.
What do you think of someone who knows how to do a black flip doing it on the street?
I like that too. I think that's great. Let's see. We've got some nice crossover here. Here's some kind of stupid like.
By the way, that
TV.
one was in Williamsburg. So far we've had Vancouver, Toronto, and Williamsburg.
This is cable TV. This is The Dish on Style Network, and this is Topanga from Boy Meets World presenting this segment.
In his pants. You
Oh, my favorite kind of video of someone filming their TV.
Work hard, play hard. Todd knows it's 5 o'clock when the little hand is on the 5 and the big hand is straight up. You know how some people can tell it's gonna rain because their knee hurts? After a series of complaints from the chorus girls, Jerry was asked to leave Riverdance. We've come to our freak of the week.
Wait, how does this relate to Vice magazine?
Because that was a Vice. That was a Vice spread.
I see.
It was a fashion spread.
It was a Vice fashion spread where they were like, I see now.
Todd knows it's 5 o'clock.
And then they're just kind of.
So the art director like cleverly took business casual outfits and then subverted them by giving them boners. And then it made its way onto TV, removing any sort of ironic self-awareness, thinking that it was a mistake or that it was worthy of ridicule. When really,
yes,
love that.
Yes,
great, perfect.
Let's see. This is some other thing.
Today, Vice is the ultimate guide for the 18 to 35-year-old urbanite. And it's expanding into
Why is
18
it
more
always
countries.
18 to 35?
Yeah.
For the youth demographic.
It feels a little ageist to me. Okay, wait. What do you think of the Vice logo, though? I actually think it's pretty
It's
hard.
really good.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
like
good.
never gets old.
Every city, there's a hipster culture that's not really represented in the rest of the media, or that is somewhat misunderstood. You know, Vice is their magazine, except for the people who, of course, too hip, and then they hate Vice because it's not hip enough.
True. Facts.
Youth culture is probably the only real, truly globalized thing where things happen in
Jane
Tokyo,
and Gavin.
Berlin, in Stockholm,
our
and New
pipe
York,
and
and they all
bestie.
sort of mesh together. There's a community that's
said
totally
Berlin.
identified with this,
Berlin.
and we now are the first voice of that phenomenon.
You know, if you grow up disfranchised and you think you're all
Why
alone,
does that guy look like he
and then you
shaved his
find
head to
that
make
there's
himself bald?
10,000, 20,000,
I think because it's a
500,000 people just like you. I mean,
240p
that's an enormous
image,
relief. I mean,
and it's kind of
it's not that magazines get cultural
blurry.
movements going, but rather, if they're done well, they can put their finger on it and explain it to a broader audience.
Terry Richardson.
Terry, what's it? Yeah. I don't know what this is. I don't know if it has anything to do with.
Vice
oh yeah, it does.
trailer, tit, long, small. Vice
This
Czechoslovakia.
is like a
It's not
a
playing for
thing.
me.
Oh,
One sec.
here.
There we go.
Vice Mag Canada. We quickly became
Oh,
the
it's like an
coolest magazine in the
educator.
country.
I'm gonna start it again.
Vice magazine started 15 years ago in Montreal, Canada. We quickly became the coolest magazine in the country, but that's like being the coolest magazine in Kansas. We're being
Whoa.
read in New York and London, though, and then we got the attention of a crazy nudist billionaire who brought us down to Manhattan for the .com revolution.
Who's
That
reading
quickly
this?
fizzled out, as did our
Pretending
crazy
that
I don't know, but
newspaper.
it's like an official
So we
Vice
moved to
production.
Brooklyn, got back to our
Oh,
punk roots
okay.
and started global expansion. First we went to England, then to Japan, Scandinavia, Germany, and soon we were in 30 countries. The thing about being in 30 countries is that's a lot of content. We now have 2,500 contributors around the world sending stuff in every month.
Viceland, Vice Films, Vice Music. Oh yeah, I think there was a record label. What was that one called? Virtue.
That's their like ad agency.
Oh. Vice Video Revoluci. Oh, King Khan. Of course, the streets and the
that's
Black
a good
Lips.
lineup. Yeah, Chromeo, Block Party.
The Ravenettes. Did you ever like them?
Mm-mm.
Oh yeah, Motherboard, the like tech thing. Yeah, the record label was pretty strong for the time.
Just some brands.
VBS TV.
And this seems to be in Serbian or some other.
Well, it says Vice
Cyrillic language.
Czechoslovakia.
Oh, it's Czech. Yeah.
Yeah, VBS TV was pretty cool.
What is VBS? It's an online television network, but it's not TV. VBS is music, it's culture, and it's news. We're coming back with the stuff that nobody else
I
has.
found the
We're
news
putting
stuff
it up
pretty
online.
boring.
We followed the only heavy
I
metal
kinda
band
thought
in
it was
Baghdad.
good, but it
We
was
went to
trashy.
Bolivia. We went to
It was
the
like trashy
Philippines.
and
I went
exploitive.
to Sudan and
Yeah,
slept into
definitely.
Darfur. We're going to North Korea. We're going all over the place. We're doing music in a different way, like going to
I mean,
the band
this is-
practice
this
phase,
is,
or
I
we have a
think,
show called Soft
hand in
Focus
hand with
interviewing bands,
Bourdain.
much like inside the actor's studio.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Just like walking around and
Let's do
pointing at
bands that matter.
stuff.
Let's
Be
do
like,
the bands
damn,
you won't see on MTV.
you don't see that at home.
But we also do culture. We do Epically Latered, which is a skateboarding show.
Epically Latered is really
The skateboarders
good.
that the kids really
Yeah, I
wanna see.
forgot. That's where I used to watch Epically Latered. Was on VBS.
I still
We
actually
shoot
watch
we
it
cut
quite a
It's
bit.
up the next day. So there's an
Over
immediacy
dinner.
there that you can't get on any other medium.
I almost feel like Epically Latered
It's
has
democracy in
outlived
action.
Vice.
It's grassroots. Viva la revolution.
when Vice Land became a TV station, like the real TV station, they had some great skateboarding stuff too. Like they had the King of the Road TV show, which was really good. And then Rick McCrank had this show called Abandoned, where he'd like visit abandoned malls or abandoned buildings and skate them and talk about them. It was like so beautiful. That was like one of the best shows. But I think when you have this much money, you can make cool things that no one watches, but it doesn't last.
So that seemed to be some kind of corporate explainer. I don't really understand what context I was in. So that brings me to this presentation. Who was it put on by? The Chief Digital Officer of Vice.
Mike Germano. Let's go.
All right.
You know him? Is this the guy?
Having to follow that video.
I have no idea.
But that's a little bit about that's a little video, and that was Shane Smith, our
But
founder.
you can tell as they start making more money, there's like increasingly dumpy rich guys trying to wear what they think is a flannel, but not. This one's not even close.
CEO, and if you could tell, his passion is very contagious, and where he wants to take this company. Just a couple other quick highlights. Vice News. I'm not sure if many of you watch Vice News. But this is Sterling.
Quick highlights
He's
is
28 years old.
such a
He's the
good
general
thing to say.
manager
I know, that's
of
like
our
a
Vice
crazy
News
thing to say
channel.
about
Started at Vice as an
zine.
intern. Probably works harder than anybody else we have. Never has run a news organization. But if you look at what we've had happen with Vice News, in less than a year, 1.2 million subscribers. Now you might say, well, it's not a game of
he's
numbers,
now the
but we have more
CMO of
subscribers
Bitcoin
in less
and
than a year
president
than
at
it took
Simply
ABC,
Bitcoin. This guy.
That ABC was able to do in the last 7 years. They still don't even have a million. NBC News, CNN. We are the number one news source for millennials and the number one news source on YouTube. Now, that might not seem, you might say, oh, well, what about YouTube? YouTube is the place where you actively have to go get news.
Also, this guy...
Not the place that you're supposed to watch news, or the place that clicking through you have.
After Vice,
People
he founded
said that, you know what? Millennials,
marketing
they don't want
agency
to
called
watch
Carrot
news.
Creative, and he was
Especially news on
fired
YouTube, they
from
don't
a
want to
sexual
watch
misconduct
that. And Shane and Vice
investigation.
said, no, we think you're wrong. And
now
that
he's
was
in
in the maturing
Bitcoin.
of Vice. Because if you know
I was
of us
wondering why
20
his
years
LinkedIn
ago,
didn't mention
it
Carrot
was
Creative,
sex, drugs,
which
and
is
rock
the
and roll
main
magazine.
thing he founded.
And it's been a history of always doing what other people said they shouldn't do. History of always
so he goes on.
over 30 offices worldwide, 4,000
Let's see if
people.
there's any good clips.
And that's kind of harks
HBO
back to the mag.
boring.
And
The
everyone's
Millennial
screaming,
Whisper.
how could you do
Let's
that?
see what that is. Vice is the Millennial Whisper by the New York
folks
Times.
over at A&E. And prior to that was News Corp.
Carrot Creative was
And so
acquired by
everyone's kind
Vice.
of freaking out about that, but it has
I
changed
see.
absolutely nothing what we've done. This is allowing us to take our content and do what we're trying to do, which is make sure that we can get it in the hands of everybody who wants to have our content. This is for growth.
I mean,
so we
even
never have
I
to
feel
go
like
sit
if you're
there
going to run like
and, don't have
a
to raise
big
any money
zine,
again. It's a lot
basically,
to
you
try to
shouldn't
build
know
out this
how
stuff,
to
infrastructure,
change
space, all those
your
things. But we
keynote
were very
slides
fortunate
with
because
the
all the
remote.
media
You should be
companies
like,
that
"What the
years ago
fuck
were
is this
saying,
thing? I don't know how to do
you
this."
guys, you're idiots. This is stupid. Are now the ones who are saying, well, we don't know what we're doing. Can we please invest in you so we can at least even figure out how to talk about this content to the next generation? So it's all exciting.
It's talking
this is what's
about
going to fuel us to
content
take
to
on
the
the world,
next
do all these great
generation
things.
by investing.
Hooray!
What's this?
But if we go back just 10
Here,
years
there we
ago,
go.
it wasn't all
Yeah.
great. I mean, Vice had probably been around for 10 years at that point. They had their magazine. Had never even put content online. They had, I think, did a small fundraising deal, and they said, move to New York, and it was all this like, oh, we'll fund you to your growth. And of course, the bubble burst or whatever, and all of a sudden they're like, oh, shit. The
I feel like
funding's
this
drying
level
up,
of
and
Vice
this
is
little
being like,
magazine,
oh, I
we're
can
growing
say, oh,
step by
shit
step.
during
We try to hyper-grow, and we're not there. Now we're in debt.
presentation
also,
to
shit.
shareholders.
And I remember the owner said, that's when they went into punk rock capitalism, where they were
Let's
like,
go.
listen, don't ever get a penny in debt, and only spend money if you can pay for it up front. So every article we want to write in the magazine, we sell one article of ads.
Punk rock
So salespeople, it was
capitalism.
their duty to sell that ad in that article, because then they can go tell the story they want to tell. And you know what? That kept us
Wow,
us
look at
focused.
this room full of
Let
people,
the company
too.
keep growing. At the same time, part of the reason I'm up here and I'm trying to mold these two conversations together is I started a company called Carrot Creative when I graduated college in a basement. $800. I
Yo,
thought
starting a
social and how
company in
people
a
get connected
basement?
online was going to be big. And
Classic.
I thought that
Classic place
display
to
banners
start.
sucked, and that we could build
Basement
something
or
better.
garage? What's
and of course,
more
we learned
down to
very
earth?
quickly that when you just come out of school with no experience, no nothing,
I think
and you're trying to
basement.
convince big brands to do
Both
this, they don't
suggest
really listen.
home ownership, so
But,
I
you know,
think starting
we
a
loved it, we
business
built
in your
everything,
apartment
and
is
we worked
actually the
extremely hard,
most.
and we'll get to that later.
Well, it
And I'm gonna try
implies
to
you
use 2
were
points
so
of
young
how
you
Vice
hadn't
was
moved
built,
out of your parents'
how,
house
how we
yet.
built Carrot,
True.
why that
That's
merger
true.
made sense, but more importantly, why and the importance foundations for not just the cult brand, but for, I think, a company that's going to actually work with the next generation, which is millennials. And this is a scene from
Is he about to
Moneyball, it's
talk
my
about-
favorite scene, where Jonah Hill is like,
Moneyball.
you know, you got it all wrong. You're trying to buy players when really you need to be buying wins. And
There's
to buy
Jonah.
wins, you need to buy runs, right? And he goes on this whole thing.
Why is he doing
this
that?
whole
That was a
thing saying
funny,
baseball has
that was
it
a
all
funny
wrong.
way to
But
modulate
if
his
I say
voice.
this, I'm screwed, I'm ostracized. But I think you have the whole system wrong. And more importantly, if you change that system, all these people are going to be out of jobs. Because that's the way that they've always been growing big. Or treat them with the respect,
I love this presentation.
which is more important.
93%.
Now, I don't know who those 7% of the other people are, but they seem like real dickbags.
That said 93% want
And then this is an
to
important
treat
slide to me.
others
This-
with equality and
Respect.
sexual.
This is a very
whatever.
scientific slide, which is that 9 out of 10 of you don't need me to stand up here and talk about stats about the internet. Because I'm not the one who's going to tell you that people use their mobile phone.
Okay. Well, you seem to enjoy that, which is nice.
I really like this one. I kind of want to watch the whole thing. Vice's media power, first mover advantage on youth culture. We entered the gated communities that others ignored. We told the story about the minorities looking at the world differently. The minorities. Local information we believed had a worldwide audience. Can't read some of these. We had real value in the new economy. I really love when they write these things like on the plane over, and each bullet point has like a different tense in it. You know, it's an underrated thing about suits and their presentations. Yeah, I love that video.
All right, this video is entitled "David Carr versus Vice."
So this is what I was talking about earlier. Yeah.
I want you to just.
So David Carr, for those who don't know, was like a really respected New York Times journalist, and I think something happened towards the end where he was less respected. I don't really respect journalists to begin with. I've met too many of them. But this is a pretty interesting scene from this New York Times documentary where Vice is trying to like be like, yeah, we're the new kids and you're the old fogey.
You asked the question about is there a business model that like
That's Sarush, by the way.
I want you to just sec
At the end of the
I
table.
want you to feel me on this. I don't
Who's
do
the guy with the
corporate
fedora, though?
portraiture.
Yeah, I don't know. He's
What
kind of
the
like a
fuck is
mix of
going on that
Sarush and
you're
Shane.
doing business with CNN.
we know
It's
how
like
to
David
speak
Cross,
to young people. They're listening to us. We're a trusted brand for them. I mean, the first thing that CNN said when they walked into the meeting last summer was 49-year-olds
Sounds like someone's doing laundry
are watching
there, too.
CNN right now. We're fucked. Can you please help us develop a new, young audience for the future? They like the way you tell stories. They like your hosts. They like where you go. That's really what they came looking for.
So what kind of war is this? World War II. There's World War III.
I don't know Liberia. I don't know what's going on. I don't pretend to. I'm not going there for a news thing, reporting on a particular news story. I'm not there to solve the problems of the world. I'm just a regular guy. I didn't get flown in the thing. I don't have security. I don't have anything. And I've been to some places. This is fucking insane.
The people here don't have toilets, and because they have no
That's
toilets,
so
they use
sick
the
to
fish.
like go to these really complex
If you're a
geopolitical,
CNN
socio-political
doing the,
disaster zones and be like, I'm just a fucking
I'm
normal
looking
guy.
at human shit on the beach.
Have nothing
But I
to
gotta
say
tell you one
about
thing.
it.
I'm a regular
That
guy.
looks
and
just
I go
like
to these
David
places and I
Cross.
go, okay, everyone talked to me about cannibalism, right? Everyone talked about cannibalism. Now I'm getting a lot of shit for saying about cannibalism and stuff, whatever. Everyone talking about cannibalism.
Yeah, most of our boys.
Yeah.
Then we drain the blood from the innocent child and drink it before going to battle.
So you kill the child?
Yes.
And then drink the blood?
Yeah.
They're kind of doing Joe Rogan, I guess.
That's fucking crazy. So the actual our audience goes, that's fucking insane. Like that's nuts. And the New York Times meanwhile is writing about surfing. And I'm sitting there going, you know what? I'm not gonna talk about surfing. I'm gonna talk about cannibalism because that fucks me up.
Just a sec, time out. before you ever went there, we've had reporters there reporting on genocide after genocide. Just because you put on a fucking safari helmet and looked at some poop doesn't give you the right to insult what we do. So continue. Continue.
I'm just saying that I'm not a journalist. I'm not there to report.
Obviously.
I'm just talking.
Obviously.
I'm just talking about, what I saw there.
So that is one of the few.
That was tough.
Yeah, I don't usually like when journalists are like pull the epic "I'm a journalist" card. We keep pausing and hitting play on each other. No, you pause it. I'm not usually a fan of the sort of epic journalism slay, but that one is really good. Actually, it was fun to watch Shane squirm.
All right, and let's round out the night by seeing whatever this is.
Ooh, movie party.
Is this a song? Vice Magazine by the Caledonias. I feel like Riot Girl type music was even more popular during Vice than it was the first time around.
Yeah. Oh, I guess this is like a comedy skit. I thought it was a song.
It seems like it would be.
Maybe it will become a song.
I think this is you should never.
The record was released by Vice Magazine.
You should never add a skit to your video, and if you do, it should be 5. Well, first of all, it should be a 6 song that earns it. It should be like 20 seconds long max. Is this like the gossip kind of?
I think so. There's a puppet. Well,
this band has no digital. Totally fucking bored. I can't talk over this one. It's too much for me. You've reached my limit.
Well, let's talk about your millennial item of the week.
Yeah, I have 2 millennial items of the week. One of them is a millennial item of the week, and one of them is a millennial item of the week. Which one would you like first?
The item.
All right, let's start with the physical item.
Millennial object of the week.
Oh, and the laundry's done.
How did you get that from my intonation?
I just
that is
tell.
what I wanted.
I could just tell.
Yeah.
So this might forgive us if this is a little bit old by next week. Forgive us. I want everyone to say we're going to feel it. We're going to know if you forgive us or not. Forgive us. But this is something that we need to talk about that has been talked about quite a bit. It keeps being sent to me. This is real. Did you see this? Have you heard about this?
No.
So Ariana Grande, pop singer Ariana Grande, has released some actual official merchandise that I'm struggling to find a good picture of right now. That is actual. Well, here, let's look at the website Hipster's Remedy, which I will be revisiting. This is a dupe of it, but this is real on her site. It is hardcore inspired merchandise that says Violent Fairy Pop Core, and on the back it says, "This is my curse, I'll let it ride." So this is real merch that Ariana Grande has released on her merch store, and this is the millennial item of the week.
Yes, this is a good millennial item of the week. It is an upcycling of people making ironic Taylor Swift hardcore shirts and black metal shirts and things of that nature. So I think it's good when that happens because it forces people to think of a new joke. Actually, it doesn't force people to think. It should force people to think of new jokes.
But it doesn't.
But it does not. Yeah.
But I love when sort of it's like when gentrification is complete, the irony cycle is complete. It has looped all the way around back to the original subject. And, I mean, saying violent fairy pop core does suggest that someone who worked on this shirt is loosely aware of the concept of hardcore, that they would use the word core. But otherwise, I think it's kind of a beautiful end of the journey of the hardcore shirt and of hardcore writ large, really.
Yes.
I think. And so the other one I wanted to share, so that was that one. So let's play the theme song again for Millennial Item of the Week. And this one is about Harry Potter. The Harry Potter series that is coming up. Finally, there's a lot of controversy about this because of what J.K. Rowling has said and done for the last many, many years regarding the trans community. And the actors are trying to have it both ways. They're trying to have their something and eat it too. I'm not sure what's in Harry Potter. I've never seen it. But this is a great quote because it has a pivotal hedge in the middle. I don't know if you've seen this quote already. This is from Belle Powley, who is playing the character Aunt Petunia Dursley. Are you aware of this character of Harry Potter? Mm-hmm. And so Powley spoke with the Telegraph and said, I strongly disagree with J.K. Rowling's views on gender. I think that the trans community deserves safety and dignity and respect and total acceptance. But I love Harry Potter. I grew up with the books. I'm from that first generation of readers. And again, I love magic and spookiness. So I think that's an interesting sort of politically nuanced statement to try to have it both ways. Maybe she was just praying that they would edit out the butt. And to People Magazine's credit,
is unfortunate.
People Magazine's credit, they did give it its own paragraph break. But I don't think it was enough to really get her across the line with this one.
Yeah. I think she should have opened with that and then said, but I strongly disagree.
Oh, that's so true. She would have gotten away with it if she had done that. Yeah. That's too bad. Well, I don't know. That's the Millennial Item of the Week. And so now we can conclude the regular section of the show.
That's great. Let's wrap it up. Let's put a fork in it because this episode is almost done. Is Vice Millennial Excellence? Yes, it is. Is it Reddit? No, it's not.
I think
it's
Vice
distinct from Reddit.
I think Vice is. I think there's something as we were watching these videos. There's something. I saw a sadness that I've never seen before, which is you really could tell. You could see the loss of innocence and the loss of curiosity as more money came into it. Like you could tangibly see it. The earlier party videos where it's just like some shitty art gallery shot on a cheap camera, and then there's like an evil guy on stage showing pie charts. It's like a story as old as time. But I wonder if we'll even ever get to have this story again. You know what I mean? Like what's going to be the next Vice? I don't think there will be one. I think we're done.
Yeah, that's crazy. Well, only time will tell. The Ides of March.
Well,
I don't know
it's August.
What I meant with that phrase.
I'm so glad that your laundry's done. Or is it going to be the kind of thing where it's not quite dry? You're going to have to do it again.
I don't know. I'll have to open it and find out. Find out next week on Millennial Excellence.
You are now listening to Alex's Corner. Do's and don'ts. Do me a favor. Don't sweat the small stuff. Do away with your troubles and do a little dance. Do the Macarena. Do the hustle. Do the Dougie. Don't knock it until you tried it. And maybe don't quit your day job. Do me proud, and don't judge a book by its cover. Do your best, do your due diligence to don't worry and be happy. Don't put all your eggs in one basket, or count them before they hatch. And don't throw the baby out, but do throw out the bath. Do everything in your power, but don't get your hopes up. And don't get your panties in a bunch, which would make a wedgie go up your butt. But if you do, don't hesitate to ask for help unless the wedgie has doo-doo. Then do it yourself. That was Alex's Corner. Good night.